The supplements that I take is almost the same feeling that I get when I take a stimulant medication. Almost. What's up, friends? My name is Garrett Wolf and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about 4 supplements that you can use to boost your focus and your brain health. These supplements are specifically what I take for to help with my ADD and focus in general, but I think they would be helpful to anyone. But if you do have ADD or ADHD, welcome to the family. If you feel like this content was useful, go ahead and like and subscribe for more, and let's get started. And just a couple notes before we get started. Sleep and diet and exercise are like the trifecta, like the most important. Definitely work on getting those figured out. Those are going to make the hugest impact on your brain health and your ability to focus. That said, these supplements can definitely help with getting those 3 in order. Second thing, picking supplements can get pretty overwhelming pretty quickly. Like if you Google like multivitamin into Amazon, there is almost an infinite list. So a good independent place to check the quality of your supplements is labdoor.com. You can click and get rankings of the top 10 in a lot of different categories like multivitamins and fish oil and anything else that you might be interested. So go ahead and check that out. I'll leave a link below in the description. Number 1, get yourself a good multivitamin. Again, if you don't know where to start, Labdoor is a great place to start. That's where I found these. They're the Alive Max 3. They have everything that you really need in a multivitamin. They also have a good blend of fruits, greens, and mushrooms, and other micronutrients that you might not be getting from your diet. In an ideal world, would we had like all the time in the world to go shopping and prep for food and build this like amazing, beautiful diet that we could follow perfectly. Like we wouldn't need a multivitamin, but just the way the world is and how fast-paced and the busy lives that we lead, I think a multivitamin really helps support our diet and fill in those gaps that we might be missing. Even with my like pretty good food prep, I know by like day 5 of work, like I'm tired, I'm exhausted. Like usually my diet tends to fall the longer I work consecutive days in a row. So multivitamin is a great place to kind of like build that base of nutrition that you need to really function optimally. In a study published by the British medical journal The Lancet, they took a group of 90 children ages 12 and 13 and divided them up into 3 groups. One group got no tablet, the second group got a placebo tablet, and the third group got a tablet with your typical vitamins and minerals in it that you would see in your multivitamins today. The results of this well-controlled study showed that the children in the group that took the multivitamin had significant increases in their nonverbal intelligence scores, where they saw no change in the placebo or the no tablet group. Many people can have a vitamin and or mineral deficiency, and that can really lead to performing below what your actual ability level is. If you don't take any supplements and you're not sure where to start with a multivitamin. That will cover the minimum of all the vitamins and minerals that you really need to succeed and to perform up to your abilities. Number 2 is fish oil. In a study in Sweden, 92 ADHD children were given 500 milligrams of EPA omega-3s or placebo for 15 weeks. The EPA group improved their attention scores and had less oppositional behavior. The children who responded best had lower EPA levels to start with. There is so much research done about fish oil. That is definitely one that you should incorporate into your supplement regimen as well. Try to seek for a ratio of 2-to-1 in EPA and DHA. EPA is generally a little more stimulating. DHA is a little more sedating, so the balance is good. Especially if you're inattentive like I, having the higher ratio of EPA is very useful. There are also hundreds and hundreds of fish oils out there if you like take a look up on Amazon. A great place to start again is Labdoor. They have a list of all of the different fish oils and they give them a letter grade, and it's really easy to go in and see what those ratios of EPA and DHA are. And then you can also make sure that the levels of mercury are below the 100 parts per million, which is required. And a lot of them are at like 1 to 10, which is quite low. So definitely something to keep in mind, and that is a great resource so you don't get frustrated and overwhelmed when you're looking. Because who gets overwhelmed? Number 3. So the supplement that I also really enjoy using is Ginkgo biloba. Ginkgo has been shown to increase the blood flow throughout your body, including to your brain, by dilating your blood vessels. One way that I could really tell that it was working was the clarity of my dreams and my ability to remember them skyrocketed about 1 to 2 weeks after I start taking it. If I haven't been taking it, that's when I noticed a big difference of like really having these like really vivid and detailed dreams that I can fully remember when I wake up. And I think that sort of like clarity and memory also is evident through the rest of your day as well. I think that dreams specifically were something that were a really easy example to see. And it was something that I didn't have before I started taking the supplement. So it was really easy to pinpoint and look at that and be like, okay, this is definitely an effect that I am getting from this, the increased focus and memory and ability to like hold all these details at once in an easier fashion. Number 4, the supplement that I have found really useful is L-tyrosine. L-tyrosine is an amino acid and it is a building block of dopamine. I take Adderall on a fairly regular basis, and so often it's like I feel like that dopamine is just getting like squeezed out of my brain. L-tyrosine is giving your body those building blocks to then replenish that dopamine that your body is using up so quickly. L-tyrosine has been found to increase the levels of phenylethylamine, or PEA, which is a mild stimulant that is also found in chocolate. L-tyrosine really helps like balance out the ups and downs that stimulant medication can really have, of just like these really extreme highs and sometimes some really extreme lows. So it kind of mellows out the journey, which I have found very useful. When I remember to take it all the way throughout the day, it really reduces the feeling of like the brain fried, kind of burnt out exhaustion that stimulant medications can sometimes cause. But when I remember to take the L-tyrosine throughout the whole day, I feel like either that is extremely diminished or often is not even present. So if you have those feelings and you're taking stimulant medications, try looking into L-tyrosine. I think it has been one of the most useful supplements that I have found in combination with a stimulant medication to really help like counteract some of the negative side effects of that. So definitely check that one out. And you don't need to be on a stimulant medication for that to help. In fact, sometimes if you feel like you need a little bit of help, but you're not quite at the level of maybe needing a stimulant medication, L-tyrosine might be enough to boost the available dopamine in your body to get you to where you want to be. So those are the 4 supplements that I take in my regimen every day. I have found those to be really useful. I've gone through periods of taking like 25 different pills, just like a huge handful of supplements at once, and this is really what I've narrowed it down to and what I have found the most useful for me. So everyone's bodies are different. Definitely talk to your doctor or whoever you're consulting for your health before you start taking any supplements. Do your own research, see what's out there, do a lot of reading, make sure that you know what you're putting in your body and that you know why you're putting it in your body. I'm not a doctor, don't take medical advice from me, but definitely go out there and do your own research and see if any of these things could be helpful for you. I think they have been super, super helpful for me. The feeling that I get when I have good sleep and good diet and I am exercising regularly along with the supplements that I take is almost the same feeling that I get when I take a stimulant medication. Almost. It depends on the day, but there are certainly days when I'm pretty amazed of the clarity and focus that I have and am able to sustain. So, also, if you have ADD or ADHD, I really recommend Dr. Amen's book, Healing ADD. He breaks ADD and ADHD down into 7 different types based on different brain scans and the different type of symptoms you're having. And then based on those 7 types has different recommendations, because even though ADD and ADHD are classified together, they're still often so broad a spectrum of symptoms. So check out this book. I found this one to be really, really helpful. It talks about diet, supplements, different tricks to help you in your thought patterns. All around a really good read, so would definitely recommend. Definitely check these out. If you found this information useful, please like and subscribe. It helps out the channel, and I'll see you next week.